7 signs that you are not that good a parent. These common parenting mistakes can be damaging your relationship with your kid more than you realize. So, hear me out till the end. Mistake number 1 is lack of consistency. When you are changing your rules and the boundaries and the discipline points with your kid time and again and too frequently, this renders your kid in a position, in a spot where they feel confused. So, this consistency has to be maintained. For example, if you have set a rule for your kid to sleep by 8 and you yourself are not able to create the atmosphere, and then your kid is sleeping at 9, 10, or sometimes even later, your discipline is not impactful, your consistency is not there. This is definitely mistake number 1. The relationship with discipline will never ever form, and the foundation of discipline for a future life is very fragile. So you need to be consistent on the boundaries, on the discipline and the rules you set and implementing them. Mistake number 2, being a selective listener. When you have time, you are all over the place. You are just talking to a kid. You are listening to them. But when you're engaged and you're working, rather than you setting the boundary and you communicating that you're busy, you just shun your child away. Go, 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 go. I can't listen to you. Again, this is not healthy. For you, although your kid is a priority, you need to demonstrate it to them. You need to communicate. If you're working and your kid wants your attention, then you need to communicate. I am working. I shall be available after 3 hours. Why don't you engage in this particular activity? Pay respect. And when you are ready to listen to them, then your mobile phone, your gadgets, your television, your computers, everything should be aside, and it should be just you and them talking to each other with eye contact, looking into their eyes. They should know that they are very important and they have your 100% attention. This is crucial to building a strong relationship with your kid, and more than that, in building self-esteem, self-value and self-worth in your child. Mistake number 3, if you're being overly critical, you want the best for your child, you don't want to over pamper them, you know that I have to chisel them into being perfect, but what about their good qualities? Are you paying attention to their goodness? Are you paying attention to their good qualities? Or you're always picking the mistakes that they have committed or created? This is going to shatter and pull down and crumble their confidence. You do not want to do this. But if you're doing it, this is certainly a mistake which needs a rectification now, in this moment. So please do not shatter your kids' confidence. Pay attention to your good qualities, and the mistakes or whatever needs to be corrected, let it follow after the praise that you've given to them. Then they're more open to receiving and they're more open to rectifying. Number 4, not being able to recognize the emotional deficit in your kid, and more than that, failing to provide that much needed emotional support to your kid. Remember, your kid, when steps out of the house, should feel like an emperor, like a king who's already won it. They don't have all friends outside in the world, but when they step inside the home, it should be their kingdom. They should be the prince or the princess of the house, where they're embraced for who they are, where the emotional connection is there, where the emotional stability is there, where the communication is there. So when they feel emotionally safe at home, and they can depict and demonstrate their feelings and emotions without hesitation, they're already a winner. So whenever your kid is emotionally vulnerable, rather than saying, do not cry, it's not good, don't shed tears, why are you shouting, why are you angry, see the reason behind that. Why is your kid demonstrating this behavior? Why are they angry? Why are they crying? Why there is a meltdown? What is it that they want to convey to you? I know it requires a lot of patience, but once you sit with them and decode this behavior, you will feel there's a lot of peace, harmony, which is beneath the surface. So you need to crack the surface and connect with their core, which is stable and harmonious. And by the way, it is also reflecting your core. This is food for thought. Mistake number 5, ignoring your kids' safety and well being. And this well being is through food, through the quality of food, through the nourishment. What kind of a tiffin are you supplying? Are you packing? Is it just bread, jam, and junk food because it's morning and you don't have any time? Or you are putting your brain into it and giving them a well balanced, high protein, nourishment providing food? See, you can't complain that my kid is in the habit of eating a lot of chips and wafers. Who's going to buy them chips and wafers? It's you. What you buy them, they eat. So if this healthy cooking environment, I'm saying cooking, right? And this healthy food discipline, health food environment is created and provided to your kid, this is the first thing added to their safety. This is the first thing added to their immunity. When they're going out, keep a track on the type of friends and the friend circle that they're mingling with. What are they consuming with social media? If they're allowed screens, then what are they watching on social media? You have to be very careful. You have to be very, very choosy. What kind of language are they speaking? If they have picked some abusive words or foul language, just don't say, you shut up, don't use these words. It is not nice to speak these words. Do not just correct them, but you need to go 2 steps beneath to peel off from where have they picked this language, this behavior, this word, and you trace it to the root and then you rectify the root. Do not say it's bad, don't use this word. Your child does not have a logic to discriminate between words and emotions yet, right? So you need to go to the root. You need to confront the person who's using a foul or a abusive or a bad language, or you have to pull and pick your kid away from that company and put them into a safer nest, a safer zone. This is definitely providing them with adequate safety. It is a point of concern. Mistake number 6. Does your kid respect you? Or your kid respects you because of fear? Because you are unpredictable. One moment you just want to embrace them, hug them, kiss them, but when you are frustrated and burdened yourself, had a bad day, you're completely going to unleash on your child. Are you an avoider? How much are you participating in nurturing your kid? How much are you available for your child? Definitely your kid is not just one parent's responsibility. You both have brought the kid to the world. It's your both responsibility. Are you an avoider? If you have mood swings, please be consistent with your kid at least. Do not shower them with a lot of love and then thrash them with foul words or with your bad behavior. Please do not do this to your kid. Your child is not your bin bag. They're going to dump all your emotions, good, bad, ugly, whatever they are. Okay, so you need to be consistent in demonstrating your own emotions and your own behavior and the way you talk to your kid. You had a bad day, stop it there. You had a bad day at office, leave it back at the office. When you're back to the kid, you have to be fresh, you have to be new, you have to be present, you have to be pleasant, you have to be open, you have to be embracing, you have to be accepting, and more than that, you have to be exploring and expanding. So if you are able to include all these qualities, you are being a balanced parent, and then you're not committing a mistake. Otherwise you are. You need to ponder on it. And the biggest mistake you are committing if you are a parent, if you are prioritizing your own happiness, your own joy, your own needs above and more than your kid, then you're being a selfish parent. You have got this kid into this world. You need to be present to them. They need to have memories built with you. They need to know that my mom or my dad was available and they were there for me, if not as the best friend, but at least as good buddies. So you need to share their life with yours and your life with them. Do not be an avoiding parent. Do not be a selfish parent. Just do not pay attention to what you need and what your needs are. Be there, open up and embrace your kid, and then you become a sharing parent. Do not be an avoiding parent, be a sharing parent. If you today listen to them again, and promise to yourself not to commit these 7 parenting mistakes, then you're ace of a parent, right? If you want to be supported, if you don't know how, then of course we are here to support you. Just comment in the comment section what is your issue, what you're facing, and how can we help and support you. We're going to be there for you. Do keep watching, and we'll be putting more interesting content on these lines. Bye.